Okay, welcome to Brickfile Films on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a LEGO review for the first time in about a year and a half. So we're going to be taking a look at the 2002 LEGO Harry Potter set, the 4733, the Dueling Club set. So this set has 129 pieces highlighted down here in the corner. 4 minifigures, Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, Severus Snape, and the exclusive Gilderoy Lockhart. And as you can already tell, this is an older set, as you can tell by the date that I told you, but a very cool element is the box here. So you get to see Harry here in this old promo pic, a young Daniel Radcliffe over there. And you also get to see this cool sort of brick wall border that surrounds the set. So up here you get to see Harry and Gilderoy having a short discussion. But this brick wall thing sort of carries around to the top, the right side, the left side, a little bit harder to see, but definitely there. Carries to the bottom, where you can see another shot of the set. And most prominently on the back. So the back has a lot of cool stuff on it. Right off the bat, you get the really old LEGO Just Imagine insignia up there in the corner. I really love that. It's kind of a forgotten LEGO thing almost. I feel like a lot of modern LEGO collectors don't know or don't remember the Just Imagine branding, but I personally love that. Another thing that a lot of LEGO collectors in the modern day don't know about is the alternate builds. A lot of people know what these are because people grew up with them, but some younger modern collectors may not know all about alternate builds. You usually got 1 to 2 per set, and there were just different, more wacky things you could do with the set, such as dropping Draco Malfoy into a pit with a snake in it, which is definitely kind of morbid, and I think Harry should probably not be doing that, especially in a school surrounding. Then there's this other one which is a bit more comedic. It's showing Harry and Malfoy trying to throw a cylinder to knock down a barrel on the top there while Gilderoy and Severus just have a conversation in the back. So you got these more comedic sort of alternate builds that didn't really have anything to do with the main set, but you could use these pieces and make these sets because they were just weird enough to make kids maybe want to make them. So in terms of smaller things in the box, you would get the old Lego.com logo, definitely nostalgic for some people, and for me specifically, the HarryPotter.com logo is very nostalgic. I absolutely love the font used there and the way it kind of sticks out like it's almost written on a scroll. That used to be on a lot of Harry Potter merchandise, and it's very iconic to me. So also you get this really cool shot down here featuring almost all, if not all, if I'm not mistaken, I don't see Gringotts Bank there specifically, but a lot of these sets from Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets combined together in this cool shot down here. So Hogwarts Express, Hagrid's Hut, Privet Drive, very, very cool stuff. However, we're not going to be using this box to look at the set because this is actually my sealed in the box new copy of the set. And I am a stickler when it comes to opening old products, so I actually went on eBay and bought a second copy of this set at a much lower price and got it used. So I actually did get another box for it, which is cool. As you can see, it is open and the contents are elsewhere right now, but I did get a second copy of this set so that I could review it. So now let's take a look at the actual set after I build it. So here are the 4 minifigures in the set, and we will go in depth on each one of them. So first up is your basic Harry Potter minifigure. This is the Harry that you're going to be getting in the majority of all of the old Harry Potter sets. I know for a fact he's in Flying Lesson. He is in the Forbidden Corridor, Chamber of Secrets, pretty much all of them. He only has a few sets where you would get an alternate Harry Potter build, such as in the Hogwarts Express. But in this set, you get Harry in his basic Hogwarts uniform. More accurately, his Gryffindor uniform, because you can't get a Hogwarts uniform Harry, which is only available in one set, which is the Sorting Hat. However, so this is the original Harry. So he has this fairly iconic old Harry Potter face to him. He's got this old Harry Potter hair, which was used for a very, very long time. This Harry Potter hair is very well known. A lot of people have come to say in recent years that it's not a super accurate minifigure, which I don't really disagree with. It's not super accurate, but I do think this is a very classic-looking Harry Potter minifigure. So you get the cool Gryffindor crest right there, a slight gold tint to it there. You get the cool cape with the stars in the background, actually, the stars facing inwards. And you also get one of the big wands, which is A lot different from what we have now for Harry Potter, where they have the actual, pretty similar scale to what you would have in an actual Harry Potter character's wand. You get the big wands, which were just these 4-length bars. I personally really like these for wands, as inaccurate as they may be, because they just have a really great sense of nostalgia to them. So Harry will come with a brown one in pretty much all of his sets. Okay, and the second minifigure in this set is the Draco Malfoy minifigure. Very similar to our Harry minifigure, he also has the starred cape, the long wand, except this one is in black. But he sports, obviously, aside from the different face, a Slytherin uniform. So Slytherin has the same sort of shiny elements that the Hogwarts one does, except in the house's silver and green colors. A very cool looking torso there. Less common than Harry's, but still very common. Malfoy was also in the flying lessons set. He was also in the Slytherin common room set, just known as Slytherin. There weren't a ton of alternate minifigure costumes, so to speak, for Malfoy. So most of the Malfoys that you would find would be just this one in the basic Hogwarts uniform. Still very cool. Fell over there for a second. Cool old minifigure and very nostalgic. That face is just very fitting, even back in the day. That's just a very fitting face for Draco Malfoy. A very angry, yet in a way confident kind of sneer on his face. Okay, now getting into the harder to find minifigures from this set, we have the Severus Snape minifigure. This one is a little bit more peculiar than the other minifigures, because opposed to the normal yellow skin that all of these figures tended to have, Snape has this semi-translucent glow-in-the-dark head, which I guess is kind of fitting for his sort of dark aura that he has in the first 2 Harry Potter films. So I suppose it isn't terribly inaccurate. Definitely a weird choice, but aside from that, it's a very cool figure. Maybe a little bit hard to see, but you can see some very cool purple printing for his robes. And he gets the basic sort of black cape, whereas Harry and Malfoy got the ones with the stars in it. So definitely a very cool minifigure regardless, and he actually gets the hair shared by minifigures such as Young Boba Fett, Episode 2 Obi-Wan, Episode 3 Anakin minifigures. Very cool hairpiece. I think that's really fitting for Snape, actually. Okay, now the fourth and final minifigure, and in my opinion the coolest minifigure in this set, is the Gilderoy Lockhart minifigure. So, this Gilderoy Lockhart minifigure is... Oh, there goes his hair in a completely wrong direction. This Gilderoy Lockhart minifigure is completely exclusive to this set. This minifigure specifically never appeared in any other set. And this is actually one of only 2 Gilderoy Lockhart minifigures that have ever been made. They only made this Gilderoy Lockhart in this set in his green robes, and they made one in the Chamber's Secret set, and he was wearing sand red robes. Never again has LEGO decided to make a Gilderoy Lockhart minifigure, which I guess sort of adds to the sort of mystique about the character in the first place, which is a little bit ironic, but this is easily my favorite minifigure in this set. Awesome printing for those green robes, a cool green cape, unique wand. That hairpiece is just absolutely phenomenal, and that face is just so fitting of Gilderoy Lockhart's sort of smiley, smug persona. I really like this minifigure, and it's definitely a huge part of why this is one of my favorite early Harry Potter sets. So those are the minifigures. Now let's move on to the set itself. Okay, so this is the set's sort of main structure. This is the sort of teacher's area. So you have one rotating seat here, as I'll bring it closer. This has some really cool colors. I love the old Santa green that Harry Potter sets used to tend to have. Maybe not the most accurate color for Hogwarts Castle, but a very nice touch to a lot of these interior classroom sort of sets. I love how this chair specifically looks. So it does swivel. And there's a bucket over here for Severus and Gilderoy to put their wands in. You get this cool old sticker showing you all 4 of the Hogwarts houses. Very stands out to me a lot because obviously it's on a yellow piece, and yellow is a color that stands out quite a bit. But also just a very cool sort of flat picture of all 4 of those houses, and you get 2 of them on the banners here. Very cool. You have 2 support beam pillars right here, 2 flames that sit here. Very cool molded lion sort of structures back here. I love that. On top here, you can't really see it, but you get an owl that does perch on top of this main structure here. And also, in the back, you get the snake, which plays a very big part in this scene, which I will show you where it would be in the next part of this set. Okay, and this is the more bland-looking part of the set, but it's also the place where you can find the main play feature. So, these two sand green pieces here allow you to rotate these parts up and down on both sides. Kind of hard to see because my hand's blocking it, but you can rotate these tiles up and down on both sides. Oop, and they do fall off pretty easily when you're trying to turn them because they are just cylinders. You can make these pieces fly up as if you're launching your wizard duel opponent across the stage, so to speak. So you can do this in two ways. So let's stick Malfoy on this side and Harry on this side. So let's say Harry launches a spell at Malfoy, and kaboom, Malfoy goes flying. He's kind of suspended in midair there. That's how they kind of show it on the set where the figures are standing on it. However, in the instructions, this shows something completely different, which also adds a different element to this play feature. So if we take our two figures and stand them on the tile provided, let's say this time Malfoy is shooting a spell at Harry. Instead of just standing in place, Harry actually goes flying off of the tile, which is a really, really cool play feature and very accurate to the movie for, I suppose, Lego technology back when this set came out. Obviously, I figured they could probably do something a little bit more intricate today, but all things considered, this is actually a pretty cool play feature for that time. Oh, well, there goes the knob again. One of the few things that I would detract from this set. There goes Harry again. And just for good measure, there goes Malfoy. So now we've seen the set itself, let's take a look at the instructions. So the instructions to this set are very cool and throwbackish to me. You again get this really cool sort of brick wall sort of border around the edge of the actual picture of the set with the set number and that cool old font in the corner. Get the old Harry Potter logo, and then there's your picture of the set. And inside, the instructions to Lego used to be a tad bit harder to read than they are now because some of the colors don't look that great. But you do get this really cool shot of like what Lego minifigure models and instructions used to look like. You see Harry, Malfoy, and Snape all look fairly normal, but Gilderoy Lockhart's eyes just seem a little bit wrong there. Like he looks a little unsettling there for some reason to me. I'm not sure how I can pinpoint exactly why, but he looks a little unsettling to me there, as great of a minifigure as he is. So, also get the instructions over here. So they still do keep this sort of brick wall interior sort of look in there. Really nice. Short instructions enough, and then you get a little display at the end here of the two teachers and the students standing on the set. And then on the back here, you get this, which is probably the coolest part of the instructions, showing off almost, if not all, of the sets that were featured in the Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets lines. So you get Aragog in the Dark Forest, the Dueling Club itself, you get Hogwarts, you get Quidditch Lesson, Snape's Classroom, Escape from Privet Drive, Hagrid's Hut, Dumbledore's Office. So many awesome sets here that a lot of collectors these days would just absolutely die to have. I mean, there are some really, really awesome sets on here with some really, really great minifigures, especially in that Chamber of Secrets set. That Gilderoy Lockhart minifigure, which you can actually see walking along the wall here, is one of my most desired minifigures ever, as is the Tom Riddle in that set. Really, really great stuff, especially from such an old era. So all in all here, I would say that we're looking at a semi-classic Harry Potter set. This is probably one of the more iconic scenes from the first two movies. It's a really good set featuring two of our main characters in the entire franchise, obviously Harry and Draco. It's a good chance to get a Snape minifigure that was, at the time, not really rare, but definitely one of the harder minifigures to get. And Gilderoy Lockhart, who literally only came in this set in this exact variation. This was a really great set for people to just get some really nice minifigures with a cool play function and to relive one of the best scenes from Chamber of Secrets. Honestly, this is probably my favorite old Harry Potter set. This is definitely my favorite scene out of Chamber of Secrets, and I love the assortment of minifigures. Gilderoy Lockhart alone just absolutely sells this set for me. And on top of that, you get another Harry, another Malfoy. And for me, this was actually my first in-hand Snape. I had one in the sealed copy of this set, but I never got a chance to open it as I did with Gilderoy Lockhart. So adding these two figures to my collection, in addition to another Harry and Malfoy, and just kind of being able to have this set next to some of my other old Harry Potter sets is really just awesome. One of the detractors I would say about this set is that, as with a lot of the older Lego sets, it's kind of chunked out, whereas you get the kind of dueling area here, which is one sort of chunk of the set, which is fine. And then you get the teacher's area here, which is another chunk, which, again, is fine. My issue more so comes when, with a lot of these old Lego sets, it's just kind of like two separate structures that have a lot to do with each other, but don't really work together. Like, they don't, you can't connect these two. The only way I could see you connecting these two is something like this, and that's just downright ridiculous looking. I mean, they don't impose over them like that in the movie. And I suppose it is right, because in the movie, they don't really have this area connected. It's just, in a Lego set, it does feel a bit off. And of course, these knobs break off way too easily. And so to cap this set off, I would give this set an 8.5 out of 10. I definitely give this set a higher rating because the minifigures in this set are actually really great. It does stand out to me among the other Harry Potter sets due to the vibrant colored flags here and the use of sand green in the chair. The play feature is also very, very fun and can allow for actually even modern day playability. I feel like a lot of kids that like Harry Potter today would be thrilled to be able to launch Harry and Malfoy back and forth like that. And being that LEGO has never remade this scene in a single set, nor even remade Gilderoy Lockhart since these sets came out, I think this is kind of a timeless set. I don't really see LEGO going back and making Chamber of Secrets sets anytime soon after they did last year. So I think this set is kind of a timeless set to me. The classic yellow minifigures, the iconic look of that old Harry, and you can get a really nice Gilderoy Lockhart and Snape. It's just, this set is definitely, I think, one of the better sets overall for the old Harry Potter sets, and on top of that, it's probably one of the better deals you'll find online for an old Harry Potter set. Both times that I purchased this set, new in box and used, I was able to get really good deals on them compared to some of the other Harry Potter sets that are out there. It's from Chamber of Secrets, so it's a tad newer than the Sorcerer's Stone sets, but it's still a very, very vintage Lego set, as you can tell by the Just Imagine sort of insignia on the back. But this set, as I said, is definitely a timeless set to me, and I highly recommend going and getting it somehow, whether it's off of eBay or finding it at a local Bricks and Minifigs store. I think this set is a must-have if you're into Harry Potter sets, and especially into vintage Harry Potter sets as I am. So this has been Brickfile Films. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays. Have a great day.